The magnificent French Riviera, the world's premier sun-drenched playground, overflowing with gorgeous scenery, spectacular beaches, endless shopping, and some of the best dining on earth. At the center of this delightful paradise is the city of Cannes, the jewel of the Mediterranean, the home of the world's most renowned film festival, and the site of the 2003 Mary Kay Top Sales Director pre-trip.
When you walk into the airports and you run screaming down the hall because you see all your friends at the first airport, and at every airport it gets bigger and there's more screaming. And it's just like a huge family reunion every year.
I worked so hard to be here, but it was so worth it. And during the time that you're working so hard, you're like, is this worth it? Is this worth it? And then you get here and I looked at him and I said, now you know why I said it was worth it. And he said, you're right, it was. So it was.
Set against a glorious golden evening, this elite sales force marked the first evening connecting with friends, both old and new. Gazing out over a private beach, they began a truly unforgettable trip. The trip to St. Paul de Vence was an enchanting journey to a medieval village on the sea. For the artists who live and work here, it is a way of life. Every walkway, every cobblestone of St. Paul de Vence feels as though it has its own story to tell. As a day of adventure turned to twilight, the sales directors and their spouses enjoyed an evening in the countryside of Provence.
We went on a little trip to a beautiful little village called Auribeau-sur-Signe, and we had a beautiful dinner at a vineyard, which was called La Vignette Haute, and we were just greeted with a beautiful landscape, all lit with oil lamps.
1,000 oil lamps illuminated an evening that glowed with warm and relaxing conversation, delicious food, and lively music. A small group chose to discover the secrets of French cuisine. At the Mugan Cooking School, they studied under a world-renowned chef who showed them how fresh ingredients and marvelous recipes will transform ordinary dishes into artistic expressions.
Just to get the flavor from port wine.
Yet another option was a day trip to Monaco and Aix, two cities that appear to be lifted right out of a fairy tale.
Well, we got to go to Monaco, which was just very historic, and blue sea. And the changing of the guard was incredible. And then we ate at a very special restaurant, and then we went to Aix. A lot of little nooks and crannies and cobblestone, and came home just exhausted but thrilled. It was phenomenal.
From cooking class in the day to high class in the evening, the very best of the best were whisked away to the fabulous $1 Million dinner. Arriving in luxury sedans, these Mary Kay celebrities were treated to a truly magnificent meal, prepared by the same world-famous chef seen divulging his secrets that very morning. La Moulin des Mugan, nestled in the hills above Cannes, it is a favorite destination for luminaries and film stars, many of whom have left their signatures on the restaurant windows.
It was really fun last night when I got to go back home, and waiting on my bed was a note and a $1 Million Girlfriend bathrobe.
The slumber party. I've been told not to say anything, but I am going to let you in on a secret. The bathrobe is the trick. You get to snuggle up in the warmth and the security of all your sisters. It is the funnest part of the whole thing.
It was girlfriend time for sure. I mean, I feel like being at that $1 Million Slumber party really gives you a chance to get to know people. And it's like they're all famous until you can sit down and talk with them, and you realize, you know, they have come from backgrounds that are all so diverse. People have surmounted obstacles that have been absolutely incredible, and you get to hear their stories and really get to know them as a person, which is just fabulous.
Oh my gosh, the $1 Million Slumber Party was absolutely incredible. We worked for the entire year to be able to experience that, to go with that $1 Million bathrobe on, the girlfriend time, the fellowship, hearing the stories from the other top directors. It was just awesome and worth every single minute.
8 is great. Let's soar in 2004. How about that?
You can't possibly know what it's like to be a $1 Million girlfriend until you've actually arrived. They are the warmest, kindest, most loving, and just felt like I was absolutely accepted by all those people my entire career that I just went, oh.
The city of Cannes is the perfect destination to reward Mary Kay's top directors. Fun, beautiful, energetic, colorful, dynamic. This is a city that reflects everything about who these amazing women are.
Oh my gosh, it is so incredible. It's more than you can even imagine. It is a fairy tale just happening right before your eyes. The shopping, I think, is the most incredible. Being on the French Riviera, stunning in the sun, the shopping in Ez. I mean, there are things that we would have never imagined seeing anyplace else ever before, but only in Mary Kay. Can we imagine it, believe it, and make it happen?
How was it? Oh, magnificent. You're up there, you felt like you're floating on a cloud, except for the waves.
It was absolutely beautiful. The sky, the waves, the water, seeing the city in the background. Beautiful experience.
And every evening they returned blissfully to the inviting luxury of the majestic Riviera Hotel, a 5-star deluxe property of indulgent glamour unrivaled anywhere along the Riviera.
The extended trip is so amazing and so fun. Of course, Mary Kay does this so first class. So for an intimate group to have an extension just for us, it's really actually 100 times more special. It's intimate because our tours are smaller, our guides are more personal, the buses aren't full, it's just relaxing, easygoing. And again, Mary Kay just does this first class. Wouldn't you agree?
Cannes is exquisite, magnifique, as the French say. And it's been so much fun to be here. So much fun.
The star quality of Mary Kay's top sales directors was on display during their final night in Cannes when they posed on the steps of the famous Cannes Film Festival. These fabulous top sales directors felt completely at home in the spotlight on this glamorous walk of fame. Paparazzi, anyone? On to the evening's gala reception and dinner, where the stars arrived at a stunning estate. Awaiting them, a night filled with fun, delicious food, rich desserts, and most important, a strengthening of bonds, of friendships that will grow and endure for years and decades to come.
From the first moment, it has been special treatment. It has been time with friends, precious time with precious friends. And I just don't think I've ever been anywhere where the view was ocean, lighthouse, sailboats, beach, sand, mountains, palm trees, everything I love in one spot.
And I've traveled some, but not Mary Kay style. There's nothing like traveling with Mary Kay. And I've only been here 2 days. I can't wait for the other 10.
For the annual Mary Kay Top Sales Director trip, the destinations don't get any more majestic, more historic, or more dramatic than Rome, Italy. And as the sales directors got their first look at the extravagant Westin Excelsior Hotel, they knew they were in for a spectacular trip. Located on the Via Veneto, one of the most famous streets in the world, the Excelsior Hotel redefines the word magnificent. The air crackled with the excitement of renewed friendships as the Mary Kay Top Sales Directors assembled in anticipation of the week ahead.
I can't even believe this is my first time on a trip and being in Rome and seeing all of these. I can't even believe I'm here. I feel like I'm in a movie.
This is my first trip. This is my first company trip, and I am blown away. I mean, totally blown away.
The trip received its official kickoff at the annual welcome dinner, a sprawling affair that set the pace for energy and fun. As grand as the event was, there would be no step backward in the days to come. For many who visit Rome, The food alone is reason enough to come.
It's neat. The company's so good. I mean, they feed us, and take us everywhere, but feed us. They feed us.
I am so excited. I am half Italian. Every place you look, it is spaghetti and pizza. And it's like they give you one course and you think that's your whole lunch, and then there's like 2 more to follow. Oh my goodness. And then you just keep eating and 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 eating. And I love it. I'm so excited. Really did it.
A lunch in the Trastevere district provided the perfect mouth-watering introduction for the group. The Colosseum, the Forum, an unforgettable whirlwind expedition through the history and prehistory of the breathtaking imperial city.
The Sistine Chapel was just, it was awe-inspiring. It was more than I ever expected. Reading things in history books and then experiencing them, Lori and I kept saying, it feels like this is surreal. It doesn't even seem real because we're at the spot where all of these things happen. It's it's inspiring.
To stand there and just look up and see those paintings, there are no words. There are no words. It was so beautiful.
After working up a mighty Roman appetite, the tireless group of sales directors let their hair down and enjoyed a rowdy, colossal meal at La Fattoria. Fresh handmade pasta, delicious local recipes, and lively music were the main course for this fun, rollicking evening. But there was an after-dinner surprise that was not on the menu. With so much to see in Rome, the group did an impressive job of visiting as many landmarks as possible. They threw coins in the Trevi Fountain, securing, according to tradition, a return trip to the romantic city. They experienced the Piazza Navona, a majestic plaza featuring an ancient Roman obelisk surrounded by bustling open-air cafes. Throughout Rome, remnants of centuries-old structures can still be seen today in the most unexpected places. Italy embraces its history and heritage, and architects through the ages would rather use leftover bits and pieces of fallen buildings than see them destroyed. But one of the most impressive sights was the Pantheon, a miraculous structure erected in the 1st century BC.
This is my favorite here, the Pantheon. And it's just the reverence of it, and just to know that these people, the structure of it, and they hung the doors perfectly with no, what we know to be engineering. The city is just so beautiful and has so much history, and we're just having a wonderful time absorbing all of it. It's just great.
Another day, another fabulous tour, this time to the Villa d'Este, spectacular gardens surrounding the famous House of Fountains in Tivoli. Here, intricate networks of fountains are driven only by gravity as the aquifer pushes the water downhill. Not to be missed is the Fountain of the Hydraulic Organ, a self-playing pipe organ run solely on water pressure. But just as important to these fun-loving sales directors is the opportunity to learn and to grow.
Well, first of all, we got to meet all of the directors that were here for the first time, and it was incredible, probably because one of them was mine. And then we got to hear about all the neat, new, exciting promotions and products that we're going to have, and plus we got to take them home. I haven't even looked in my pink bag yet, but that was fun. And then we got to hear from new nationals, and that was totally inspiring.
The high point for most is the chance to learn from each $1 million sales director and the national sales directors who are on the trip.
Well, I think when you're surrounded with these women and you hear their stories and their consultant stories and what they're doing to build a strong business, it brightens your horizons of what you're going to do. and you get bigger ideas, larger ideas. You realize that sometimes our own thinking is too small. And so you're having lunch with someone and they go, wow, I'm doing this. You go, I never thought of that. So I think you have a lot of ta-da moments here that make you want to go back and teach your consultants and your directors how to dream bigger. And then, of course, when you're surrounded with the world, you see what we have to offer. And so Mary Kay allows us to think much, much bigger.
Traveling European style through the Tuscan countryside en route to Florence provided an inspiring Italian backdrop for some of the trip's liveliest informal business discussions. Arriving in the birthplace of the Renaissance, the sales directors eagerly dashed from one spectacular site to the next. The incredible designs of the Duomo, the baptistry doors that tell the stories of the Bible. With over 2,000 years of history, Florence is one of the greatest centers of art the world has ever known. But the highlight of the tour was the experience of seeing David, Michelangelo's masterpiece.
Let me tell you, shopping, windows, I want the whole collection, the brown, the rust, the coat.
No, the green.
Everything. Or the green. And I want the lime green leather collection in the rust.
Gloves.
And I want the brown and the rust and the lime green collection, 2 different things. Want it all.
Throughout the history of Mary Kay, it has remained unanimous. There is no better shopping than on a top sales director trip.
Our tour guide is so wonderful because it's like herding cats to keep all these directors from shopping, and she has to count us like we were on a school field trip because we all stop in all the shops and we're carrying bags.
Leather from Florence. There, we have a coat. We've got a
And when in Rome, save a little room for the heavenly treat of Italian gelato ice cream. You can't take it home, so you have to eat as much as you can while you're here.
Hazelnut ice cream and leather. How can you beat it?
How do you end a fabulous week-long trip to romantic, spectacular Rome? You head to the top of one of the city's famous 7 hills for a lavish formal dinner at the Villa Miani. Painstakingly restored, this elegant boutique hotel and restaurant captivated its guests in true Renaissance style.
I just feel so humble and I feel so grateful. And these women that we get to be a part of, I mean, these women think so big, and it doesn't matter where we go. It's just being a part of this group of women that are real.
The brochure that you see about the upcoming top director trip doesn't do justice to what really is going on once you get here. It's much more extravagant and breathtaking. It's just much more than a brochure could ever possibly express.
Hanging with the big girls, thinking big, seeing the big picture of Mary Kay, making you desire more, but knowing that I can go back home and help my offspring achieve the exact same trips for themselves, because they deserve to be here too.
For me, my thinking got enlarged. I got a new picture of where I wanted to be. It totally confirmed everything I believed about this company and more, and it just makes you want to come back every year. And I'm highly recommending it to all my friends.
Just hanging around winners and hanging around people who think bigger than you makes you step up to the plate and believe what we all know. In Mary Kay, you can have it all.
When you're on the trips, you're inspired because you are with the top people in Mary Kay. You're with new nationals who still are on the trip. You're with all the million-dollar directors. I mean, you leave not only inspired by the beauty and the architecture and the history, but you leave inspired mentally and emotionally. That's what it's really all about, is to come here and be inspired by your peers.
woman on a mission with a passion and $1 million vision.
Believe in the power of the dream.
Our theme this year was victory, and it happened.
Live your life without limits.
Believe in yourself and your dreams, and all things are possible.
We said, I don't know how it's going to happen, I just know it is.
God feeds the birds, but he doesn't throw it in the nest.
Mission Million Possible 2003.
You are a woman of excellence. The victory is yours.
If you're ahead of me, lead. If you're behind me, follow. If you're not doing anything, be kind enough to get out of the way.
Let's soar in 2004.
Give me 500 watts of power. It's got to be extreme. This opened the door for 2004.
Go for your dreams, because in Mary Kay, dreams come true.
Queenie B, yep, that's me, Christy Marie.
You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough and you're willing to pay the price.